Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Tuesday edition of Nigerian Market. And Nigerian Market is an advocacy program of AID, and AID is Ambassadors Initiative for Development and Empowerment. Daily, Tuesdays and Thursdays, we bring you issues that has to do with promoting Nigerian products. We are trying to build a nation where we can produce and be proud that we take what we produce as a nation. It has been said that Nigeria is only a consumer nation, and that is why a lot of things are not going on well. But on Nigerian market, we try to look at those things that we are producing and how we can make them and create Nigeria that's are proud of what in Nigeria. Welcome to this edition. Thank God we are gradually winding down to the first quarter of 2021. My name is Chimene Samuel.
And your co-host, Sleta Uda.
Thank
you for having me. It's a great day. I think I'm excited to be here today, this morning. I heard you say Nigeria is a consuming nation.
Nigeria is a consuming nation.
So I pray Nigerian market is here to let us understand that we will not remain as a consuming nation. We will be supplier nation. And that's why this program always comes on Tuesdays and Thursdays to highlight on our importance and what we can do inward to be able to get us out of the hood. And I believe today's topic and the edition and discussion will actually highlight on some of these issues we're going to help ourselves.
All right, today's topic will highlight on some of those issues that will help us to be a manufacturing and supplying nations, like Mr. Sled said, and not just a consuming nation. Because each time we look at Nigeria, it's as if everything we know to do is just to eat, to consume, and no nation can grow that way. So please, we have to change our mindset. We have to change the orientation, and that's what Nigerian market is preaching. Let's look inward and see how we can begin to grow our economy by, patronizing those things we make in Nigeria. And they are not of quality. Let us keep talking so that they can get quality products and materials in Nigeria. So we want to welcome our viewers, those who have steadfastly been with us on this platform. We appreciate you. We celebrate you. We pray that God will bless you. And if this is your first time of joining us on the Nigerian market, you're highly welcome. And please don't be a passive member or audience. Please, let's share this program. Let's like it. Let's keep spreading and engage this program, engage the pages. Let people know that as Nigerians, we're all change agents, because Nigeria is a collective nation. No man owns Nigeria. Nigeria is our own, and we will build the Nigeria of our dream. And so once again, we welcome you for joining us on the Tuesday edition of the Nigerian Market Select. The next one we see, the next edition now or episode will be on a new month.
Yeah.
And so we also want to wish them, how do you wish? We wish you happy new month, but you don't say happy the month that is just going. So maybe we have to just get that right now.
It's obvious we are going to get there by the grace of God.
So maybe we just call all those greetings. You run how to
keep
greet
them,
very
we'll
well.
still give it out to them. So.
All right. Okay. So thank you, and we thank God for keeping us through the month of March, and that's the end of the first quarter in 2021.
Of course.
Oh, we just shouted Happy New Year just yesterday, and the 3 months gone. Yeah, time. So please, let's take advantage of these times, because time waits for nobody. All right, so let's quickly take a recap of all the things we discussed in the month of March. Of course, remember that we did a lot in February, talking about how to fund your product or your program or your business. And then in the month of March, we looked at, okay, yes, we talked about funding because that's what a lot of people, anchor as a basis for starting a business. If you do a statistics or whatever census you're going to, talk about business, 90%, 95%, we just say money. But we have seen that money is not just the first issue or the first step to building a business. And so that's what took us to the month of March. And in the month of March, we just ransacked a lot about, how to build a sustainable business. How do you build a sustainable business? We look at those things that makes drive you to building a sustainable business. And we looked at, the issue of passion. We looked at determination. We looked at, of course, before I forget, Mr. Slate, SWOT analysis.
That should have been the first. Because without that, you understand that SWOT analysis is what gives you the blueprint of how to even start your business from the first instance. So you must always put that into consideration. And it's necessary. Some people will look at it as it's theory, but it's practicable. So first you must understand what is your strengths, where they talk about the S there, your weaknesses, your threats, and what you think is what you can be able to make out of. So if you put all these indices together, it will give you a good foundation to begin to plan on how you get into the business itself. It's not going to the business and plan inside the business. You plan before you get into the business. So SWOT analysis is always, a framework that can actually put you in good shape to be able to start well and end well.
All right, so don't plan your business while you're inside. Plan before you start. That's what Mr. Slater have said, and that's the basis for SWOT analysis. You look at your strength, you look at your weakness, you look at what are the opportunities and what is the threat. And so if you put these things together, you are coming up with a very strong business policies or document that can help you grow your business. And of course, after that, we celebrated our women, during the International Women's Day by looking at, women entrepreneurs, the challenges that face them. Of course, as a woman, especially in this part of the continent, in Africa continent, there are a lot of cultural inhibitions that affect women, and a lot of them, they have a lot to do. Some maybe marriage, family, friends, inheritance. A woman who wants to go into mass production or maybe mechanized agriculture, and then she has no land and she's not entitled to own land except she has money to go buy those lands. Okay, so these are challenges that face women entrepreneurs. And
how on that episode, I also interjected and to let you understand that women are not doing badly. They are also trying to make They make the list. We talk about the richest person in Africa, the richest person in the whole world. Women are trying to hit into the line, and that's why we came on board. And I mentioned one of the richest woman in Nigeria first before we can talk about Africa and the world. And when we brought a lady who came to the studio to tell us much about what they do, how they've been, putting themselves together to be able to be good entrepreneurs, we encourage them, and I counted up to let you know with what we have. The first DG of Director of
World Trade
Organization is from Nigeria and is a woman, so we can also.
No, but the truth is, women are doing in terms of
encourage women to come into.
Yeah, if you say leadership, I think women are doing well in leadership. But yes, as an entrepreneur, there are a lot, just like women in politics, there are a lot of inhibitions, that affects women. If not, we will have a lot of women that are very sound. They are good managers. And of course, that God made them to be good managers. That's why they can manage the father. And then you see a man, you say baby. The woman is managing
the man. From the home. For them to be able to manage the home, and then when they come outside the home, they do the same thing. So that's the first thing we must always give them credit. So,
all right. So then moving away from there, we looked at aging. We had a guest that came from the people that protect the rights of the aged and all that. And so we looked at that. She made one statement I would like to also say, there's business, so much business in aging, and people have not looked at that And so we looked at how to manage, old age, so that it doesn't look as if old age is a crime. It's a blessing.
Okay, that gives me a call to say something. I was not in the studio that day that issue was
followed up.
But I must also tell you that it's a new dimension that we must look at. If I haven't brought such a topic to studio, we must let people understand that as you're aging is a good business for people to tap into it, to see the importance on how you can manage and maintain those who are aging. And in that process, you can get the line of business out of it. So it's a new line of business Nigerian market will also begin to, portray. And
all right. Finally, we looked at the just concluded Science Expo, Tech Expo, an exhibition organized by Federal Ministry of Science and Technology, and we saw beautiful things talking about promoting technology and innovation in Nigeria. These are things we treated in the month of March, and I think it was beautiful month, full of activities. All right, so
I think the month of March was actually the targeted point. When we talk about marching forward, I think we marched forward from that point, because that month of March, considering that expo, it gave us an insight and used to discover our engagement. What we be able to see and sift from that expo has actually given us a way forward, and that's what the topic we're talking about, the new face of Nigerian market, will build on. And I think it was exciting and an encouraging move for Nigerian market to go in and be able to sieve out some of those technologies that have been made known, that what Nigerians can do. I talked about human resources apart from the natural resources that we're talking about. The human resources are as a result of what we are seeing here. So we must begin to harness some of these resources to be able to make Nigeria a greater place. You see, equipments like this are all manufactured in Nigeria. So how will we not begin to think how we can bring investors to come and invest in some of these issues? So the month of March was quite awesome, and it gave us a lot of insight, a cost to be able to think how we can go forward from there.
All right, so that we can just wrap up on this, Mr. Sledge. We didn't mention probably we just mention, the lessons, those takeaways from these expos. The key thing, when it's easy to make references, but when the thing changes, do you go back to correct those information or reference? In Nigeria, when we want to yab ourselves, or those who are also public analysts and talking about Nigeria as a nation, the commonest thing they said, even toothpick, we import toothpick. But now we have seen that in Nigeria, not just making toothpick, that we even have machines that make toothpick. So these are what the things that we really
when
need
you
to
say
talk
have
about.
machine manufactured by us.
Of course, that's what I say.
You can go and buy a
These are machines that are built
by
Nigerians. Manufactured by Nigerians, those kind of things. And we said that another takeaway there is most of the exhibitors, brought products that focused on the peculiarity of Nigeria nation, which is insecurity. And so while a lot of drones, we saw, that tricycle that has sensor that can detect when there's dangers or not. So these are beautiful innovations that we encourage investors, to take advantage of, so that these things can come to the market. Probably these persons, they have the knowledge, but they don't have the financial, capability to produce them in a commercial quantity or mass production, and that quality that we expect. Now, we said on the program then that, Nigerians go to China during expos like this. Yeah. They just see products. Those are demos, just like what we have seen in Nigeria. Now they want to invest. It is Nigerians that take their money to invest in China, so that these demos they have seen can now be manufactured and then brought to Nigeria with those specifications that surround Nigeria as a nation. Why can't we do same when there are trade fairs, when there are expos, exhibitions and all that? It simply say investors come and see, Nigerians come and see where you can put your money. Not just putting the money in the bank, not just taking it to go and launder it and then keep it abroad. Come and put this money in Nigeria so that we can develop our country.
Yes, to actually support what you just raised. I think that's the essence. Nigerian market is created. Advocacy program where we'll be talking. You see, it has given us the opportunity to be able to, see the gap created. There's a gap for now. The gap
huge gap.
The gap is that we have the manufacturers here in Nigeria, and there's no investors.
Yeah.
So they can't
encourage.
They can't do the exhibition and go back and remain the same. The government, to his own extent, have not been able to, look at these gaps and see how they can bridge it.
We said government has no business in doing business, so it's the private sector.
For us to be in that expo, it has given us opportunity to be able to detect this gap. And this is a gap now is left our own mandate to see how we can be able to bridge this gap. So, what do we think we should begin to think of how we can be able to, promote some of these innovations that we've seen in that is what we'll begin to work towards and see how we can bring them to board and also bring people who can be able to come and invest and promote it and duplicate it and make it workable so that actually Nigerians begin to feel the impulse of these innovations and technology.
All right, so that's our review for the month of March, and we hope that going forward that April will give us a better thing. Now what we need to do is these things we have just said, the things we have discovered, this gap, how do we fill in this gap? So that's why our topic today we say the new phase of the Nigerian market. We are going into a new pattern of the Nigerian market. Of course, you remember that we flagged off the business stakeholders advocacy engagement. It is called engagement. Leave order is advocacy, yes, but engagement, meaning we need to reach out to these persons. Perhaps you said, I don't know what we do in Nigeria. How do we do this in Nigeria? Or where can we get this in Nigeria? So those are the things we'll be looking at in the month of April. Now talking about the business spotlight, which is part of the activities, that will be running during the 1-year business advocacy engagement program that was launched November 19th last year. That's 2020. So, and then this program will run till 2021. And so, what business advocates will be doing in the month of April, probably it's going to be like a whole quarter, April, May, June, is to now go on ground, on the ground assessment, what we call business spotlight. Spotlight, we are going to the field. We are going to see these things that you said, because it's not enough in saying I am a manufacturer or I'm a business entrepreneur and all that. The experience we had immediately we launched the program. We had one experience, and that is also driving us, to see how we can correct most of these things. Because we said we have a lot of under the mango tree, manufacturers, and under the mango tree, we have portfolio offices. Those who, if you see them on the pages of newspaper or on the media, they will tell you as if everything about Nigeria, they have the structure, but that structure is only in their briefcase. And they tell you, we are the manufacturers. We saw president of Cassava's Association. There's a man, though late now, and you can't find any plot of land where he's, but he's the president of Cassava Association and all that. But these are people who get the money that CBN gives. And if you remember, CBN just said from their report, they've spent almost 1.4 trillion, on farmers, and we're still lacking food. So these are the things we'll be just looking at. So probably we introduce the business spotlight, which will be a 3-month engagement. We'll crisscross Nigeria, especially the commercial cities, talking about Lagos, Anambra, Ogun State, Port Harcourt or Kano and all that. So we need to go see these people, the business hub. We need to do equipment or like a walking visit to these people. And so we'll look at those who will be manufacturing. The companies that will write or reach into, please take advantage. Come and let Nigerians know what you are producing, because a lot of Nigerians too are also saying, we don't even know where these people are, what they are producing. So it's going to be a great opportunity for our entrepreneurs and what do you call them again?
Businessmen. Well,
okay, just to take advantage.
For us to actually have a focus, I think it's necessary our viewers begin to understand where we are coming from. You know, it's always say if you don't know where you're coming from, you can actually know
where you're going.
From what you have rolled out this morning, when Nigerian market came on board, we've been able to do much, and we've been able to do a lot of analysis and try to see the need for this platform to continue. And we've been able to put across all the programs we raised here in the studio. It's giving us an insight that yes, we know where we're coming from, and so therefore our future must not be very far from us. Just like you've mentioned today, the new face of Nigeria market is trying to bring us out from the studio where we can go down to the field, so that we have an engagement with the real stakeholders who are into business, who are manufacturers who are doing what we expect them to do, not just to stay in the studio and talk. We want to see what they do practically and interplay it and interface it with what we see here, and see how we can encourage them, so that Nigerians will begin to understand that yes, even though some of these manufacturers in Nigeria are doing well, but nobody understands what they need. So the government, wherever they need to support them, will come with the program that we're going to spotlight from April that you've said. So it's going to be huge. It's going to be capital expensive. We're going to go out there to the field. You've mentioned big cities where the business hubs are being experienced. Those are the areas we can be able to get the feelers of this person, so that when we come to the studio, we can practically say it and be able to show Nigerians what we are talking about as Nigeria.
Okay, so let's get our viewers, please, if you are joining this program again, and you know any business that you think that we need to bring, because there are a lot of advantages to what we'll be doing, the business spotlight. So we want to reach to those grassroots people. We want to see those people who are actually in business, because when you hear how much federal government said they have expended, on growing businesses in Nigeria, and then you wonder why the business are nowhere, why those products are nowhere to be found. Probably they are giving the money to the wrong hands. We have always said, a lot of persons have said that Nigerians give money to the wrong people. Probably they are not also going to do their own background checks, because when you go out to the street, you meet the real people. If you go to the farm, you have a farmers association, of course, knowing what human beings can do, not just Nigerians, all over the world. Scams are just there, so people can just come. You ask somebody to bring names of people who are farmers. They bring their own household and then change all the names and all. So it is very pertinent that even government, before you give out most of this, your grants or loans, there should be that follow-up. There should be that routine. Yes, government will say they have all those, but if they're actually doing, I don't think that we will not get results.
No, why? Why would if they are doing that?
Actually, they are doing.
We know of CBN, and that's why I must always come to this point to give kudos to CBN. CBN, when the Director General of the Trade Organization came on board, he came and he made his statement and said there's need for us to tap into the organization, policy, some of those giveaways that Nigeria can gain. He came and opened it up to us, told us that we should encourage the women, how they can come into the fold. We should talk about business, outside the normal business. We'll talk about, and the CBN governor has to support his by telling us that we as Nigeria must support local economy. You see, local economy, that is in agreement with what we are talking about here. So if CBN by this point in time are putting money to the wrong hands, and by this time we'll go out to the field and let CBN understand that this money probably you're talking about, we talk about encouraging local economy, is actually going to the right people. So if it's going to the right people, by this time they must have set the cottage industry, what they do, had the processing industry and all that. So when we go out there, we'll be able to interface. Okay, what do you produce? What do you use in producing? What are the procedures? We see them on ground and we'll get the clips and we make it known to Nigerians. So CBN, to his own point, I think is in agreement with what we're doing. So by the grace of God, is an agency or is a place that we must think how we can collaborate with them and be able to highlight on some of these issues that they are raised on board.
All right, that's fine. So business spotlight is what we'll be doing in this month of April, going to these businesses, visiting them, seeing what they are producing, and then what we will be doing is to link them up or try to create market for most of these products. Because again, there are a lot of things. You can be a producer, but you are not a marketer. Probably so. If you are looking for marketers, I think we'll just give you some free, we didn't say all of some free marketing skills and slots and all, because the essence of this spotlight is to give visibility to most of those small businesses that people don't, but they're actually doing quality products. And so we'll do that. So you, as a business person, take advantage of this program. As we write to you or you hear the information, you can call us that please come and see what we're doing. We will also invite most of you, to the studio to come and also showcase what we're doing, because we are going out to do showcasing of businesses. Maybe that's another word, to say showcasing of businesses that we're doing in Nigeria, so that people can now see that in Nigeria, we're not just consumer nations, as we totally believe that a lot of things that comes in Nigeria, are important. We said on this program that most of the manufacturers have also understood the mindset of Nigerians. If it doesn't come from outside, they don't. So they produce in Nigeria, they take to Benin or Cotonou. I think the Cotonou or those ones that are buoyant enough can just go to Nigeria, Dubai. Those ones are now really international export. Now, Nigerians now go back to buy what we produce in Nigeria that was taken out of Nigeria. And that same thing is also affecting even the oil that is the hub of Nigeria economy. Nigeria will produce oil, take to other countries. In fact, it was crazy to hear that Nigerians want to refine crude in Niger and bring it back as an import. I don't understand that kind of
it's because the Niger have the refinery. Their refinery is functional.
No, but we should also build refineries. No, we should build refineries. All right, so we'll just look at that. Both month of April is business spotlight. Take advantage, connect to people. Please, those of you who are watching us now, let your friends, if you are a business person, let your friends, let your relatives, let everybody around you know that we are going out to the street. We want to showcase businesses in Nigeria so that Nigerians will take advantage, so that Nigerians will know that we are actually producing this, and these things are made in Nigeria. There's a tea we saw during the expo, written in Arab and others. It looks as if, the Moringa tea looks as if it is imported, but this thing were just made in Abuja here. We'll be going to those companies. We want to see them. We want Nigerians to know that, yes, these things are actually Nigerian products, so that you don't go and buy Nigerian products and you think you are buying foreign products. That will be a deceit on your own part. You are deceiving yourself. You want to belong and you're a local champion.
Well, we must always continue to encourage ourselves.
Yeah.
Say Nigerians, we are the only people that can be able to solve our own problems. So when we think how we can put our hands on some of these issues, so that we can solve, nobody will come and solve our problems here. So we must continue to highlight on those advantages, those things that are good about us, those things that we can do ourselves, and we promote it so that some of the challenges we are facing, calling our nation a consuming nation, will be a thing of the past. So I believe with this program and with what we're talking, God will help us. I think all of our viewers have been able
that's Emado. Peter. He's just saying only Nigerians can solve the problems of Nigerians. It's our collective effort. Rome was not built in a day. So buy Nigeria to grow Nigeria. And then a comment, meanwhile, great programs ahead. All right, thank you, Emido, for joining us. But Emido, please let people around you know that we are going out to the street. Enough of this studio work. We'll stay in the studio. We'll come and showcase those businesses in the studio. Let's get the people who are producing these things, and let's know the environment. Of course, I think NAFDAC and SON and all those people should also take advantage of this. Maybe if they are interested, we'll also put them. Maybe we'll just form a synergy with them, because
we need to get them on board and collaborate and see what they can do. Because then these are agencies that are supposed to look into the issue of production and manufacturing, whether they are of standard and they are of use. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, viewers, for joining us today. Please make it a date. Thursday will be 1st April, so it's not April Fool, but join us again this same time on Thursday, and we'll take it up from there. Thank you, and God bless you.
As usual, I want to remind us that we need to continue to buy Nigeria
to grow Nigeria.